Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all having an amazing Monday today. A lot of fans post-celebration have been a little skeptical on, of course, different announcements such as the Rey-centered Star Wars film and exactly where things are heading with the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, which, by the way, are two Kathleen Kennedy-led projects by Leslie Headland and John Watts. We also have, of course, a lot of other things to talk about that's really important by Disney CEO Bob Iger. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, given that Bob Iger has been becoming more and more direct with the fans as of late, in response to, of course, being so stagnant with the Star Wars movies, this was all because of Kathleen Kennedy, by the way. She is the very one that called the shots back, I believe it was in 2018, to create a hiatus of Star Wars movies after Episode 9 released. And that's why you haven't seen a singular Star Wars movie since the release of Episode 9 back in 2019, over 3 whole years ago. Now, the thing about this is what Bob Iger had to state, apart from the 3 previous movie announcements at this year's Celebration event, that has a lot to do with George Lucas, that's very exciting, and very much something that I think a lot of fans are going to look forward to and enjoy. Bob Iger seems to be doubling down on really trying to treat the hardcore fan base, as well as casual fans at that, as well as newcomers. So given that Bob Iger is still in this Disney shakeup and has been for a couple of months now, it's exactly why you're getting a couple of executives fired, every now and again over at Disney, getting replaced with other ones. It's a real big deal, and it may very well change the course of Disney parks, Marvel, and Star Wars, either for better or worse. We'll have to wait and see. Now, lately, Bob Iger, the Disney CEO, has been making many major announcements related to the future of the Star Wars universe during and post-celebration of the fans. However, recently in an interview Iger gave, he had something truly exciting and reassuring to announce to the fandom. Bob Iger went on to state the following. We were very proud to announce 3 of our latest films at Celebration that will be led by Stephen Knight, Dave Filoni, and James Mangold, and that these titles are the ones that we have full confidence in. We do, however, have further film announcements awaiting that will expand Star Wars coming to the cinema that will be presented later this year, and we have had many conversations the past couple of months on how we could include George into these upcoming projects. We felt it was the best and right decision to initiate the go-ahead on that and have him on board of the creative process of these 3 other film announcements that we are so eager to unveil to the community that we will be involved in. It's something that was a long time coming and something we perhaps should have done with the sequels right from the get-go, but we have learned from our mistakes and are only trying to remedy the missed chances that we had with the previous films. Let me just say one thing about Bob Iger is that, you should have included George right from the beginning. There's no doubt about that. You guys may or may not know this, I don't know if you do, but with the sequel trilogy movies, Kathleen Kennedy specifically instructed George to not come on the set all that much. And actually with the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, she literally said, do not allow him on set ever at all. Because she doesn't want his influence on the cast and the crew to change a vision or how Star Wars should be, I guess. There's a lot of things happening between George and Kathy. They, to this day, have a very toxic grudge against each other, and rightfully so. I mean, George has that valid reason, what she did with The Rise of Skywalker was not good. He worked on a lot of scenes, by the way, with JJ and Chris Terrio that ended up getting deleted. That's why he did not attend the world premiere. But I digress. The thing about Bob Iger is that he goes on to continue to really kind of further confirm that they are bringing George into the equation of these upcoming Star Wars films on a creative scale. So basically what that means is that George is going to be leading these new movies in many ways than fans could ever even imagine. Now, we got Dawn of the Jedi, the Rey film, and the Dave Filoni film that's going to be during the Age of the New Republic, which is basically going to have Mandoverse characters on the big screen. These 3 Old Republic films are going to be something else, and it's going to be considered a trilogy. That's what they're opened up for right now. And at the end of the day, this is something that we have been talking about, of how they want to combine the themes of Star Wars and Lord of the Rings with these upcoming movies related to the Old Republic era. But I digress. He goes on to elaborate. Alright, we've got the chance to speak with George, and he hasn't been more excited since the last couple of years. Separate from what Iger stated, this all alludes to how George Lucas is planned to become an executive producer for the Old Republic movies, as well as a co-writer for at least one of those films, so far working with experienced writers and even John and Dave. This is Disney's Hail Mary to prove to the fans that they are indeed trying to please their audience by respecting the original creator of Star Wars. One of the Old Republic films is set to focus on the origin of the formation of the Rule of Two, Darth Bane and Darth Zana, plus others like Darth Revan and more. Lucas is planned to actually begin working on these films by the beginning of next year when they are planned to enter into full production. Now, here's the other thing that I think a lot of fans need to be very aware of, is the fact that the Old Republic is something that I think a lot of fans don't know all that much about. The hardcore fans definitely do. Check out the cinematics, guys. If you have not seen them, just type up the Old Republic cinematic. You're gonna love it. That's basically the movies that they are aiming to create. That type of action, that type of drama, that type of just shock and awe feeling to the Old Republic films. And we already know that Bob Iger wants to use a lot of John Williams scores and themes for the future Star Wars films, as well as bringing back the opening crawls, regardless if they're not going to be episodic movies. So the Rey movie, Dave Filoni's film, and the James Mangold Dawn of the Jedi film, and even these Old Republic movies are all going to have opening crawls. This was confirmed by Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, and even John and Dave, and it's very exciting to hear that. So we have a lot of things on our plate. You know, we have a lot of things happening with Star Wars. There's many different routes it can go. I think I myself personally am more excited about some, and I say some of the TV shows, but I'm really excited about the movies and how they can really make that into something great. Dawn of the Jedi has the great opportunity to really explore an avenue that we have never seen before. This, by the way, takes place before the age of the Old Republic, so we're talking about ancient times, something that has never been done before on big screen, of course. Now, given that George Lucas, yes, he's up there in age, I understand that, but he wants to really just get involved. He wants to get right into it as, you know, a last chance type of thing, to really send himself off as a creator, to really kind of just get the chance to work on these things again. I think I can understand George's point of view on that. You know, he probably has a lot of fight within him left, you know, to kind of just right away and oversee these projects and just do whatever he could to really kind of just turn things around for Star Wars. It's a battle, it really is. It's going to be a very tough turn, but with the right manpower, with the right workers and employees behind the scenes doing this thing, they can make it happen. So overall, guys, you know, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon.